Hi everyone, this is Via from Via Creates and welcome to this new video. Today I will be going through the process of how I created my My Melody and Kuromi bullet journal spreads for the month of July. I got the idea for the cover page from my best friend when we were on the phone and I was talking about my bullet journal themes coming up, and she said that I had to do some sort of like a split page for My Melody and Kuromi. She said it'd be really cool if I did like half the page in black and half in like white or another color, and then I could contrast them on there. And I thought that that was such a fun idea, and it would give me the opportunity to go back to kind of my normal style of using cutout pieces of paper and more scrapbook layering for my spreads. So I took her idea and I ran with it for this month, and so that's kind of the background story behind that. And so I started by doing half black and half pink paper and drawing out My Melody and Kuromi on a separate piece of paper so that I could cut them out and paste them on top of what I'd already placed on the spread. My favorite part about using black paper in a bullet journal spread is that I can bring out my Moonlight jelly roll pens that show up so great on dark paper, and especially cardstock, they really pop. So I had a lot of fun with using them to create a lot more color and dimension, and to really make especially like the skull over here pop with the white pen. I felt like I should add just a little bit of like plaid elements to the spread as well, since I've seen those in a lot of the reference pictures that I had chosen. And so I did both purple and pink for that, and I wrote My Melody's name in bright pink as well. I was so nervous about writing July because it's really hard to write something neatly when there's overlapping pieces of paper, and it took me so long, but it turned out so good, and I was able to still get the letters to look nice despite kind of having to start and stop a lot instead of using my normal smooth cursive. And here's the final look. This is such a fun spread, and it turned out amazing thanks to my friend's suggestion. So for the reading list and habit tracker spread, I wanted to continue kind of the half black, half white page. So I took that same piece of paper that I'd used earlier, but cut it to fill only half the page, and then I outlined the other half with pink. Then I used this purple piece of construction paper for the title just so it contrasted a little bit more, and I drew out my little box for writing in my books for the month. Here are some of the reference pictures that I used, and then I just started to draw in kuromi, and on the black paper I used my white gel pen, and then I used a black gel pen on the white paper, so you can still see the drawing very well despite having two background colors. One of the biggest pet peeves of any artist is when your hand does not outline your line work in the same nice way that your sketch was, and that happened here with her ear, and I was so disappointed because my sketch was like really good for this, but honestly I think when it was all covered in you really couldn't see it. But I'm always, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I tend to like point stuff like this out because when I rewatch my videos and do the voiceover, it's all I can see. Which is probably something I need to work on, a bit of a character trait. I do tend to be a perfectionist, but I try to let that go with my journaling, so I don't always use rulers unless I'm measuring something, just because I think it's supposed to be more of like a safe space for anybody to draw and write and be creative, and I personally like to not have the stress of being perfect attached to my journal. So still working on trying not to point that out, but as you can see, the spread turned out amazing and it wasn't a huge deal. This is like the third day or something that I've been working on these spreads, but I was having so much fun creating them, and it was a really restful and relaxing activity to do over my summer break, so I really did have the time to spend several days working on these. This spread was the one that was definitely the most intensive one, but it was the most fun to make in my opinion because I love drawing, and so having so many opportunities to draw my melody and kuromi in one spread was just a fun time. I decided to do all my line work pink because it was easier and I didn't have to worry about like accidentally forgetting to switch or doing my melody in black instead of pink or kuromi in pink instead of black, but also because it added such a fun pop of color. Even when I was coloring in kuromi with the black marker, you can still see the pink kind of shining through, and I really liked that element of this in the spread, and I kind of wish I had continued it throughout the other spreads. I'm not exactly sure what to call like this aesthetic, but I feel like it's very Gen Z to have like the different little hearts and stars and the circles with sparkles on them. So I feel like this was a very fun kind of youthful spread to make. As you can tell, the spread had so much detail in it, so it really did take probably about an hour for me to complete it in total, but it was definitely worth it to take my time to outline everything nicely and make sure that it was neat. I felt that this page was looking a little bit empty by the time I was finished drawing my melody and kuromi, so I decided to add more plaid, especially to add in some more of the purple that I felt was missing in this spread compared to the other spreads. After all the final details, here's how my doodle page turned out at the end. I both love and hate making my quotes pages every month because I feel like out of all my spreads that I do, this page either turns out really good or really bad in my opinion. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking to do, but it also tends to be pretty easy because I don't have to do as much drawing and elements because most of the page is filled up with the quotes. So many of the markers and highlighters that I used in the spread were high-key dying, except for this purple one, and I wish I just used it for the whole thing because it would have been so much easier instead of having to store my pens upside down and wait for them to get a little bit more ink in them, write some more, put them upside down again and wait. But I do like using all the different shades of pink and purple because I definitely have more maximalist tendencies and I think it makes it look so pretty. Also definitely forgot to film a final look at the spread, so go to the final part of this video where I'll show all my spreads at the end. This is kind of like a bonus spread for the month because I don't normally do like a big to-do list spread every month, but I needed one for the summer. I had so many projects that I wanted to work on, things to do for school, videos to film and edit, and so I just wanted to make sure that I had all of my tasks in one place to just kind of organize my mind a little bit. So it was a pretty simple one to make, but I thought I'd show you a bit of the process. As you can see, it's mostly just writing out tasks, but I love the little pops of color from the washi tape and from the different colored papers. Alright, so that is all of the spreads that I created for July. I am in love with the pink and purple in here. It is so colorful and so fun. I hope you liked this as much as I did. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you!